Good morning, welcome back to Simply Home and Harvest. I'm Jen. Today is probably going to be one of those days that honestly I don't know what's going to happen. I had a plan, I had a list of stuff I was going to do today, but the kids woke up. It's actually election day here and we homeschool, but a lot of their friends are in public school and they don't have school today because it's election day. So our plans changed and they wanted to have some friends over for breakfast this morning. So that's now what we're gonna do. So I'm whipping up some pumpkin waffles, some pumpkin waffle mix here, and I'm gonna make some pumpkin waffles for them, trying to dig through my pantry just to see what I can feed a bunch of hungry teenagers because I need to go to the grocery store. We're getting a little low on some things. So I'm gonna see what I can throw together. I do want to go vote today and hopefully can some cranberry sauce, get a jump on Thanksgiving. We are almost 2 weeks away. Mind blowing. So I want to get some things done, make ahead some stuff, and I'll just take you along on this day and we'll see what we get into. Although you don't have to limit pumpkin to just the fall and the holiday season, we do tend to make more pumpkin desserts and breakfast around this time of year. So one of the kids' favorite things are waffles. And it's not something that I make on a regular basis just because, I don't know, it just seems like some trouble sometimes pulling out the waffle iron. Plus, ours is old and it has a mind of its own sometimes and just will voluntarily flip back the other way. So if I set it just right though, sometimes I can get it to behave itself the whole time. But I'm gonna go ahead and get those waffles going, and then we have some sausage links that I found in the freezer that I went ahead and thawed a little bit in the microwave, and I'm gonna put those on our electric griddle, and I think that will be sufficient for breakfast. These pumpkin waffles are really easy. It's a very simple recipe that I will link for you in the description box below. I'm not going to give you the step-by-step instructions here, but I will have it there if that's something that you would like to make for your people. So while our waffles and our sausage are finishing up, I did actually see this at the bottom of the recipe for the pumpkin waffles, and it was an idea to make some toasted walnuts. So all I've done is I've just heated probably about a tablespoon of butter in my small little cast iron skillet, and I put in, I don't know, maybe 1/2 to 3/4 of a cup of walnuts, just chopped walnuts. And you're just going to let them just kind of toast in that butter on just a low heat for about, I guess, 5 minutes total. And I just, stirred them every minute or so. And they did. They got really crispy and they toasted up. And they were a great addition to the tops of our waffles. Just such a simple, delicious breakfast. And it was teenager approved. I think everybody really enjoyed it and enjoyed the company even more, and the fact that they did not have school on this day, and of course that'll bring a smile to any teenager's face. All right, you guys, I did it. I got that checked off my list today. I hope wherever you are that you exercised your right to vote today. And now I'm headed back home. I'm gonna try to get some other things checked off that list. You know, guys, some of the best days are the ones that don't go as you plan. And today has been just one of those days. It's actually been a great day. My kids having their friends over was just such a fun experience, and doing something spontaneous that we normally don't do. And so that made it even more fun. But that means that we had to put some things off of our list, and we will not be doing the cranberry sauce today or making ahead the rolls for Thanksgiving. So I will have to plan to do that another day this week. Also, sourdough bread, still not made today, but that's okay. I'm going to mix it up tonight, let it sit overnight, and it'll be ready to bake in the morning. So what we're gonna do now is we are going to make dinner, and I thought I would take you along for this recipe. Wow, that was a really loud vehicle. I would take you along for this recipe and show you. I call it easy cheeseburger pie. I thawed out some beef and I was trying to figure out what I could do with it for dinner. And so I think this will be an easy meal. We also had some macaroni and cheese left over, and I've got that broccoli from the garden that I want to cook. So I think that'll be perfect for tonight. This is probably a little over a pound, but you need a pound of ground beef. So we're gonna get that cooked and drained. This is a very lean beef that we got from a local farmer. So we probably won't have to drain this as much. And just really for the sake of time, and you know, it's not Tim's favorite thing, I'm not gonna put a chopped onion that this recipe calls for in tonight. I'm just going to add some onion powder. And that will give it a little bit of that flavor that we would get from the onion. So we're gonna let that cook for a few minutes. All right, while our hamburger is cooking, we're going to add half a cup of Bisquick, 1 cup of milk, and 2 eggs to our bowl. We'll get that stirred together. Get all this mixed together. And we're just gonna set this aside until our meat finishes cooking. All right, our recipe calls for a half cup of shredded cheese. I had a little bit of sharp cheddar cheese left. I don't think it's gonna be quite a cup. Probably be good to get half a cup, but I have a little bit of Monterey Jack cheese. So I'm gonna get that shredded up too, and then we'll just combine what we have and we'll get our 1 cup of shredded cheese. Now this is where it gets fun. You can add whatever toppings to this. I've sprinkled our cheese on top of the meat, and then I added a little bit of bacon bits and some mustard. You could add in onions, banana peppers, and just anything you want. All right, next we're going to pour our mixture right over the top. This recipe will also be linked in the description box below for you. Now we're gonna go ahead and get this into our preheated 400-degree oven, and we're gonna cook it for about 25 minutes, just until that cheese is browned on top and everything is cooked through. I'm finally getting to this broccoli. I picked it a few days ago, and I went ahead and just put it in a bowl with a little bit of water in the bottom, wrapped it with some plastic wrap, and let it hang out in the refrigerator until I was ready for it. And so today's the day. I went ahead and cut it up. I'm going to go ahead and put some in the freezer, and then we're going to cook some for dinner. I'm just going to put a little bit of water in the bottom of a saucepan, add that in, cover it, and just let it steam for about 4 to 5 minutes. That cheeseburger pie turned out perfect. You see how the cheese is browned on top, and oh, it was just delicious. Now, we do like to add a few things to ours. I like to pull out the dill pickles, and I like to put a little bit of A1 sauce on mine. Just think about a good old cheeseburger and then just make that pie taste like one. That's what we end up doing. But we added some broccoli to the side. I made some tater tots in our air fryer. Just a very simple dinner. Pulled out some leftover mac and cheese and got some dinner on the table after a pretty busy day. Now, normally I don't start my sourdough loaves at night, but on this night I decided to go ahead and make up my dough and let it rise in the loaf pans for sourdough bread overnight. I just stuck them in my oven and I came back and checked the next morning around 6 o'clock and they were ready to bake. And they baked beautifully. And the bonus was that I had freshly baked bread in the morning and we were able to enjoy that for breakfast. So probably going to be doing that more often. Thank you all so much for following along and watching. And if you haven't already, I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and comment down below. I love interacting with you all, and I look forward to doing even more of that in the future. So until next time, friends, remember to live simply, use what you have, and enjoy the moments you've been given. Bye for now.